Hey guys, working on my F30 335 here. We're gonna do the Starlight headliner, attempt 2. I just wanted to address something that I found really annoying. I don't see any forums or anything like that that tells you how to remove the headliner on this car. It's not simple, let me tell you. The grab handle here has stupid, moronic clips that are so difficult. Okay, it has these dumb, really hard to find out how to remove clips. So what it is, so you have to put a flathead screwdriver on each side, on the top and on the bottom, and kind of wiggle it out. But there's these dumb plastic pieces that block that access. So you have to first remove this. And look at mine, it's all butchered. It's all mangled because I tried using needle nose pliers, but it doesn't work nearly as good as two small little flatheads. Two small little precision flatheads. That's what I'm using here. So, this back one, I removed those. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But there you see the two tabs, right? So you got to stick a flathead screwdriver. I got a really ugly one. It's hard to, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this, but you got to stick one right under there, under the metal clip, lift it up, and then go backwards like this. So I'll get this one removed and I'll see if I can find out how to record this. Let's see if we can get a better visual. There they are. So there's that one on the top and there's this one on the bottom. You stick a screwdriver right in that and then pry it up, and then you pull the back of the handle this way, hold it up, put the screwdriver in the top, and then pull it down, and then it'll pop this side out. This is so difficult to record. So let's see if I can do it any justice. Probably not. I need two hands. Don't have a GoPro. Let's see. Boom, bottom, pull it up. Boom, top, there you go. That gets released. Let's do this one. Boom, bottom. And nope. Boom, bottom and top. Okay. Ow. So I wanted to also go over these B pillars here. These are very difficult. So you have to remove, you have to drop the seat. Then you have to remove this panel, which just pulls out. This the leather piece here that just pulls out. Then you get your hand behind here, you pop it up. You pop it up, and then you can see on the back, pop it up. And then you actually have to slide it up, and then it comes out. There's this bracket right here. The clip sits right in the middle right here. So once you get it out, you'll never be able to force it straight out. So you have to actually go up and then pull it out. So that was that. This is very simple. It just pops out. You can put your hand behind here and it's just a bunch of clips that come out. Turn the light off. Now, these come off quite easily. There's a screw for there. It's a T25 and a T20. This I'm struggling on right now a little bit, but you can kind of barely see that there's a metal clip in there too, so I feel like it's the same thing as these guys, but we'll have to figure it out to see. So far, all I have is the grab handles removed and the visors. Actually, I probably need to mute the music, honestly. We're trying to get no copyright. Okay, first, remove this. Just pull it down or whatever. Go all the way to about there. This one to here. Same with the back. Ow. It's just dirty as hell. Okay. Now, I don't know how much of this exactly I need to remove. I might be over removing it, but that's fine. Okay, so I pop the panel down here up just 1-2 clips, right? And then get my hands around here. I can't even see this side. Ugh. Damn it. Okay, I got the headliner out. And here's the optical fiber cables and stuff. So here's how the head comes. And what I'm doing right now, which I should have done before because it sort of kind of started. I'm separating them into bundles of 20. So there's 20 there, there's 20 there. And I follow it, I tape it every so often because these will go all the way to the front. Then I have this huge mess that I'm going through and making bundles of 20. So this is 270, I believe. And then here are the thicker ones. They're three different sizes, I think, actually. And these get separated from the factory right here, which I'm gonna deal with later. So I had already started here and I removed them all just to get these knots out. So I'm gonna spend some time, make bundles of 20, and wherever they go or whatever. So here goes that. Well, it's been a few days. I started this on Sunday, I believe, and today's Wednesday. All I had was the 2 or 3 hours I could do it after work. But anyways, here's the progress we're at now. So I had a test light sitting around at home, right? So all this is a test light with a little prick on the end of it. You could use an awl or whatever you have. I would not use a drill bit because the drill bit's just gonna ream it out and rip the carpet underneath, so you don't want to do that. So what I first started with is I made bundles of 20. Right, so there's 20 there, there's 20 there, there's 20 there, and so on. And then I would run them into the sections. So there's one for this section right here, there's one for this section here, and then obviously one here, whatever. Now this duct tape and this electric strip is all temporary. So what I would do is I would lay down the electrical tape, and then I would put a bead of hot glue to keep it secure, right? So right here I got a zip tie holding the wires together, and then hot glue, nice and secure. This duct tape's all gonna come off. It's just I haven't done any of this stuff yet. One thing I would suggest is running all your lengths equally before you start putting them all in, because what I ended up doing was I would poke it in, and then from underneath I would pull the rest of the wire out, and then, you know, cut it or whatever after the hot glue. But now I end up with this mess of unequal loops. So here's the part that plugs in, right? And it's very unequal. So you can tell I'm holding it tight. One of them is super tight. The rest of them are all loose. So what I'm gonna have to do is, from the factory they did this weird thing, right? It's 270 strands and they filled the rest with metal or whatever the hell that is actually. And it looks like they use like a bandsaw or something to cut it off. It's pretty clean. I'm gonna have to take this whole thing apart, right? And then even out all the strands, put them through here, and then cut them myself afterwards. And I'm not sure I'm gonna use to fill this like what they did. No idea. So that's the thing I'm gonna be working on next here. But let me get it on. I'll show you what it looks like. That's it right there. You get the remote to turn the brightness way up, right? Or way down. It looks really good here at this level it's at. And then you got the color changing, blue, green, red, whatever. White's my favorite, I feel like. So I have the Milky Way here, sort of. And then I have the Big Dipper right there. There's only two I did. I got some near the grab handles. I got some under the visor even. Wanted to make sure I got it pretty all rounded. I feel like the Milky Way is the part I'm most questionable about, but the rest of it looks wicked. What I'm powering it with is, this is the unit you get, the LED driver it says, the light engine. That's a computer power supply, and I just kind of put it together just to make it work so I can test it as I go. Every time I would put 20 in, I would hot glue them all. So I do 20, hot glue them, 20, hot glue them. Then I would turn this on, and then I would come back with side cutters and cut it. So most of them are very flush, you can barely feel them. But then there's a few here. You can kind of hear them. Let's see if you can even see them here. Yeah, they kind of stick out further. And what I noticed is this one right here, you can't even feel it. You can try as hard as you want, you can't feel it. But it's also faded compared to something like that. Or like that. So the dimness actually changes. Like, I don't know how close I can get with this, but not very. So with the side cutters, when you cut it, this is what I used. I would just cut it like that. But the depth you change it in, if you push against it flat versus pushing deep into the headliner, will change the way it looks. So these are all cut with no pushing. And then that one is sunk in because I pushed the side cutters further down to get a better cut. Alright, so I finished all the install off camera. I got it in there, but I have it wired temporarily. It goes to there. Look at that. I think that looks wicked. So I have the bundle. I didn't really need to do this, but I wanted to. I taped it all the way down to the head. You can see the light there. Here's the driver. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. I feel like I'm gonna take this panel off and put it in behind here. This is probably has to do with the tape, but it's very sturdy. So I feel like I'm gonna run it back here, go down, and then behind. There's room here, I feel like. I'm gonna remove this panel and then take a look. But it was a little bit of a pain to get it up, especially with trying to get this to come out of here. It wanted to come out of here. So I finally got it to come out of here. All taped up good. Show it to you from the front seat here. So I have all the connectors coming out. And I think it looks insane. The only thing I have is, I think I could have made that a little better, a little cleaner. The Milky Way is supposed to be. But whatever. I dig it. I think it's starting to rain a little bit here in Vancouver, which it always rains. So I think I'm gonna put the car in the garage and start assembling everything, putting everything up. I just was so excited to get the headliner up to see how it looked. I think it looks wicked. Got the remote here. It's cool. I didn't know how this remote worked. Whether you have to point it at the module itself, but it doesn't seem like it. So I think you can go any color you want, red, green, blue, whatever. And I love how you can actually change the brightness. Make it super dim. I think that looks insane. So once I have everything bundled up, everything put together, I'll come back. Alright, so what I ended up doing is running the wire. It's that blue wire here. Running that all the way down under this panel, under all this, and it goes to the fuse box under here. Got a new fuse in there. So that's on its own wiring circuit. The module you can actually see behind here, sort of. You can see the red light emitting from it. So it's right behind here. It fit pretty well. There was actually a lot of room to spare, I'm surprised. But that's what it looks like. That's what the wiring looks like for right now. Look how dirty this thing is. Caked on dirt. Look at that. Why? Well, because we got shitted on. This has been cleaned off 2-3 times already. It's not snowing right now, but I don't even know where I can show you a sample of how much it's actually snowed. That's about 14 to 15 inches. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys the end product of this thing. This is how it looks now. Regular, like a normal headliner. Reach in here, get the remote, bam! That's how it looks. And I think it looks ridiculous. So there's white, and then if I turn the, let me turn these off. Okay, And then if I turn the brightness all the way down, now it's hard to pick up on film, the fact that that actually looks like stars. And of course I got them under the visors, a few of them, so I have something to look at as a driver. And that's pretty much how it looks as a collective. If I change it to blue and I turn the brightness all the way up, it actually lights up the whole car on the inside. It's very bright if you take it all the way up, but it looks ridiculous.